For Jeff Vollmer of Cincinnati, woodworking was just a hobby. But after losing his job, he decided to pursue it as his full-time career, and the rest is history.
A puzzle box is a puzzling box. It's a box that's also a puzzle. You have to work your way into the box. That's the hard part. You can't really describe how a puzzle box looks because everyone looks different. That's part of what a puzzle box is something that a little more unusual in its shape, its configuration, but never two identical pieces. I only know how to make snowflakes. If anybody would have told me I would be a professional woodworker in my life, I would have laughed at them. You know, really? Come on, you know. I was a buyer for a department store chain, God's sakes, you know. But you learn, and you adapt, and you have fun doing it. When we start the process of making a box, first thing we do is dry our wood. I work with wood that most people wouldn't even bring in the house and put in the fireplace. Most of my wood comes from the West Coast because I work with burls, and burls are the roots of the tree. Hardwood basically dries at a rate of 1 inch per year. Now, people don't realize that you're looking at a 5-inch thick piece of wood. It took me 5 years just to get that piece of wood to where I could work it. I never know how things are going to turn out until they're done because there's no plans. We never draw anything out. I can't draw. Man, I can't. I'm useless with a pencil. To design them, you have to let the wood talk to you an awful lot first off. Because sometimes the wood's going to let you do things and sometimes it's not. So if it's got a particular shape or odd thing to it, you try to do something with that. So then we start making our cuts. And cutting is all done on one saw, and primarily 99.5% of our work is done on a bandsaw, which is a circular blade going around, and we use an 1/8-inch blade. And like I said, most all of our work is done on that. Sometimes we use a drill press to drill holes for magnets or springs or things, but pretty much we use a bandsaw to make the boxes. And then we got to glue pieces back together. Then we go through lots of sanding. I mean, we got sanders you can't believe. Then we put lacquer on it, 7 coats of lacquer over that. Then we put our felt lining in the box, and the last thing we do is put our little feet on the bottom, and I sign each piece by hand, and we put a price sticker on when it's done. About 20 years ago, give or take a couple, I woke up one morning at 4 in the morning, and this thought in my head. Well, I got out of bed at 4 in the morning and came down to the shop, and my thought was, at 4 in the morning, does a drawer have to be straight? I never saw a drawer that wasn't straight. That doesn't mean they have to be. So I came down to the shop and I made a small box that had one round drawer. It went in one side and it came out the other. 20 some odd years later now, those are what I call the ultimate jewelry box. So yeah, that's probably my favorite piece is making a round drawer box. They're the hardest pieces I make. They're the most time consuming. Some of them will run up to 100 man hours. 25 years I've made boxes, and every year I've found a new way to do something bizarre. To create something, to hide something. I love hiding things. We have boxes we call our cash boxes, which are designed to hide money. And when you open the box up, it looks like a very simple little piece, and then you see a note inside that says, "Look for the hidden money." And people laugh at me and say, "Oh, there's nothing in there." And I say, certainly there is. There's $1,000 in that box. And not only is there $1,000 in that box, but it's in its own box. You just haven't found it yet. 20 minutes later, they're calling me a liar. Imagine. And I say, thank you. I want people to have fun. I want people to be mystified. I want people to look at it and say, how the hell did that crazy guy do that? Or maybe, why would somebody do that?